Hello everyone and welcome to the LSI F1.5 EU Championship. We're today for the Brazilian Grand Prix, and as you can see it is a little bit damp at the moment. Intermediate condition tyres, which is going to make it nice and exciting. Well, that being said, we do know that it will be dry for the sprint and the main race. Yes, also a sprint race. We will be restarting between the sprint and the main race just to avoid any bugs. So everybody's going to be going full pelt. On tyres, well, that's if it would be dry, so it doesn't really make a difference. A big moment there for Becken. He manages to keep it in a straight line, so very, very good job indeed from him. But setup-wise, everybody will be able to do what they want to do. Becken into the pit lane. Zingy, welcome. Strategy, yesterday we saw quite a few people on the soft tyres. Why is that?
Don't even get me started. Right, well, there's a safety car, and, I mean, softs can go roughly 6-7 laps before they start to see the difference between medium and hards, but they are actually a very good race tyre. And I've mentioned before, people like Terrence, he likes to go a bit softer on tyre, get that pace advantage initially, so he might try and go for soft medium or medium soft. However, if I am correct, it's raining in the race, isn't it?
I don't think so, at least from what I've been told. I don't believe it is, but maybe it is. Don't think so. I'm not entirely sure.
Okay. Well, in that case, yeah, any strategy could work. You know, it's a track where tyre wear can be a bit high, but with the split strategies we've seen so far this season, and it sort of actually paying off for some drivers, then who's to say that you can't run soft medium? It might be a bit difficult towards the end, but that's the price you got to pay.
Everything's going to be up in the air. Setups can be changed between the sprint and the main race, as I was saying. So we could see some high downforce setups for the sprint and maybe some really low downforce setups for the main race, because you'll have your position for qualifying. You don't need to worry about getting a quick lap in. As long as you're good at overtaking, you could lower the downforce. It's F1.23 though, you can run pretty high downforce and still have a good time. So it's all a little bit messy. Whatever you want to do is whatever you want to do, and we'll see how it goes. Gilly is on track at the moment. Not too many people on the circuit at the moment. There are two people that have plopped on the soft tyre, which is interesting. I'm not entirely sure what that tells us, if it is going to dry up and they're happy with their current laps or not, or if it's just a little bit of a bug, a visual bug. Anyway, Gilly up the hill, a bit squirmy on the rear, and he goes into the pit lane. It seems like everybody that we watch just goes into the pit lane. We will watch on board with Larlock, who had some troubles in the past few races, so he does want a good result if he can, and I think he can. It's just he needs to get himself up the order a little bit. He has a sprint race to try and do that, and yeah, full send for him. Zingy, sprint race weekend, what would you be doing? Would you be going full send in the sprint, or are you going to try and secure a better grid slot for the main race and just be a bit safer? What would you do?
Well, before that, Aaron, I just wanted to check that your stream is working properly. I'm just looking at it now. It says it's live, but it's not transitioned into the proper thing. And I can't hear our audio. Unless I'm just... No, I can't hear it in there, and I think you forgot to switch. I'm not joking. Aaron?
Yeah, just checking. For me,
Unless I'm just watching the wrong thing.
Live.
It says you're live, yeah. Oh, have you got it?
I'm just quickly having a look. Can hear the stream is fine, Stefania says. Can hear everything.
Yeah,
it's just a Zingy issue. What a shame.
No, you've fixed it. I'm not too sure what happened here. But it wasn't displaying that you were on, so I was just making sure, you know.
No worries, no worries. We did have the issue last time around. Hopefully we don't have that ever again. But, you know, never say never. It could change. We've got Mikash and Devon Young topping the times so far. Devon Young on that intermediate tyre, 2 laps on it at the moment, but a 16.7 is his lap. Still quite away from Mikash. Mikash has been a bit of a qualifying king so far this season.
I mean, we've seen Mikash's incredible pace, and speaking of, he's decided to change it onto the soft tyre. I mean, you can clearly see it's still raining as Gilly prepares to go on track, but from a pit lane view, it looks so Mikash, and is that Gunter? That is Gunter, yeah, also on that soft tyre at the moment. So, will it dry up on time? I mean, it looks like it's raining heavily, no? Like, intermediate conditions, but unless it's drying up round about now, I wouldn't imagine the dry tyres to be working in these conditions.
Just wouldn't be viable in my opinion. So we obviously can't see what the other guys are seeing. They might know that at the very late stages of the session it could get drier. I think Mikash is maybe happy with their lap, so I can assume or understand why they might be sitting there and waiting to get that perfect time. The other guys may be trying to jump on an opportunity. But other than that, you do want to try and improve as best as you can on the intermediate tyres, because if you do mess up that soft tyre run that you might only get one of, then you are absolutely screwed. Oggio across the line, he goes to P3 after a few moments that were very sketchy there. Still a decent time, 3/10 away from P2 and still in the 17s, but that is a nice improvement from P8 he was just in, so well done to him. Some other cars already out again on that intermediate tyre, so it's looking a little bit 50-50 on whether it should be slicks or not.
It does, in some part of the track, coming up to turn 4, it looks as though it's drying up a little bit, but then you go back into the middle sector, and, well, actually, no, it does look like it's drying up a bit. No, yeah, I think it's just about drying up now. You can see the line forming, which is due to the cars clearing all the water on the racing line, and that means that it could be time, but with only 5 minutes left to go and limited cars on the track at the moment, will it actually become dry, or is it too late, do you think? I think it may be a bit too late.
I don't know. Yeah, I would say it's probably too late. That's what I was thinking earlier on. It's probably just going to be a bit of a waste of time. You really do have to make that call, because you want to either go out with about 4 minutes remaining so you can do multiple laps on a set of inters, or at the very last moment with like minimal time, maybe a minute and a half, and just go full pelt on that outlap and hope that the tyres heat up. And when it does dry up later on in the session, it's not usually actually setting the lap that's the problem. It's getting the tyres warmed up on the outlap that is the issue, and that you really need to think about. So it's not so straightforward, and hopefully everybody can figure it out, but we will find out in about 4 minutes and 22 seconds how that one goes. Of course, we've got JJP10 join the lobby pretty late after having some issues, so hopefully those are all sorted. Missing the inside curb there to try and maintain traction on the black stuff, as he does a very good job of it so far. Is it going to be an improvement though? That is the question, and we have one more corner until we will see this improvement potentially happening. That's if he's on a lap or not, and he's not.
Yeah, I mean, the weather's not drying up, is it? I mean, you can see it's still raining with 3 minutes to go. And we know F1 game can just stop at any point. You can see the track's really drying up on the track, but in terms of the weather and it raining, it's still coming down. So does that maybe mean we will get dry running in wet conditions, or what? Because you can definitely see it when it's dry to enters, that the dry still do work. But now I've just seen Gunter and Mikash switch to the wet intermediate tyre.
Yeah, it's not happening. It is going to be the intermediate conditions. 3 laps to go of the track looking like this, and it's still got drops coming down. It's just not ever going to happen. So they have sat there for a little bit. They'll still get maybe 2 laps in if they're lucky. And yeah, this is going to be the final shot at qualifying. A little bit of traffic up in front. Oh, no, no, no. The Alfa Romeo did not spot Monk just behind him, and he's going to lose that lap, unfortunately. Going to be absolutely furious with that one, and that is going to be possibly a penalty coming someone's way a little bit later on. He goes into the pit lane, and I think that might be it for Monk. I don't think he's going to get another lap in.
He could. No, he could. If he's lucky with people coming at the pits, which it looks like he is, if he can slap on a new set of intermediates, he might actually be fine. And actually, yeah, I was saying, what did I say? I said it could dry up in any moment, and it's dry, yeah. Well, I mean, the track's still wet, but the rain has stopped falling here at Brazil.
Could work out. It could work out, but everybody is on their way out. So Monk, is he going to make that call to go to the soft tyre? It might be an idea if he wants to try something a little bit risky. Whether it works or not, I don't know. This guy is currently the pole sitter And I actually am going to go on board with Peanuts because he's going to set his lap at some point soon. He was quick out the bat, setting the fastest lap times initially. I think he was the one to set the fastest lap time. He's been so close to getting to that top spot a few times now in F1.5. And now he's going to get his second, third, fourth, I don't know how many opportunities now. He will have another go. And he did a pretty good job getting some good data in yesterday. His fellow countryman did an amazing job. And here you go, the track evolution is legendary. Gilly goes to pole position with a 16.0, 4 tenths clear of everybody else. And there you go, that is Flexard up the order as well. Peanuts, is he going to be able to look for pole position? I'm going to say Mika should have still a good chance at getting pole with his pace, but it's whether he can have a valid lap or not. That is the question. Peanuts up the hill, middle sector, looking tidy, but it's got a car in the way of it. As long as the Red Bull moves out the way, that will be fine. It's just whether they'll see him or not in time.
Yeah, there's a lot of traffic here. You can see Peanuts down to P7, so he really does need to get this lap in at the moment. There's a bunch of cars behind him too, like Mikash, and I'm sure Devin Young is also on a push lap, so he won't be the last one to cross the line. He is purple, I believe, through the middle sector, and he will get a little bit of a slipstream from this Red Bull. He pulls off to the side, thankfully. Hopefully, for his sake, he didn't get too much. But up to the line, Peanuts, he's improving by about 1.3 seconds. That'll definitely put him on pole if he can just keep it. And he does. It's a 15.5. We look towards Mikash and Devin Young now. Devin in the middle sector, 8 tenths up on his last lap. Coming out of John Shaw now, the last corner, and flying up towards the start-finish line now. Will he get an improvement? Well, he will, but will it be enough to get pole position? Coming up to the line now, he keeps it to the inside to minimise the track distance. And he's done it! He's done it by a few hundred. Becken goes pole and beats him. Here comes Mikash. Mikash has done it! He's got pole! Oh my goodness, he done it in the last moment again. Unless someone else is on the lap. Ogio is, but is he improving by enough?
Don't know. We will see in the middle sector at the moment. He's got his teammate behind him. Oh, very, very aggressive on the throttle. Loses the car very, very slightly. Can he be the one to upset the field in the dying stages of qualifying? Was that JJ who just crossed the line up to P7 there? Good job from him. Across the sector line with Ogio. And it's going to be a second improvement on Q. Gunther goes across the line, takes it away from JJ. Ogio to P10 at the moment. He'll look at a 16.0 at this stage, but he needs a little bit more time if he wants to get any further up than that. Across the line, and it's pole for Peanuts. It's going to be 4 for Ogio. And it looked like Mikash had it, but no. Peanuts has taken it. A 14.8, and it's timed to perfection. He gets that final lap in. Would Devon Young actually have another go? 7 tenths improvement. That is amazing. Is it going to be pole position for Devon Young? And it won't be. Oh, no, no, no. What a shame for him, but what a man right here. That is perfect. Peanuts is on pole position. Mikash looked like they had it pretty nicely, but no, it will not happen. Devon Young, Mikash, Becken, Dave Raptors, the championship leader in P5. A whole lot of fun in qualifying today. As you see, the track drying up a lot late on in the session. Not enough for soft tyres though. So that was a good decision for Mikash to back out at least, even though it's not pole what he wanted. Peanuts takes pole position, Devon Young in P2, Mikash in P3. This is the rest of the grid, and then we'll go to the race director just in case if we need to later on. And of course, we will see you in a bit for the sprint race. Ready? Hold! Go! Who's gonna get it into turn one? We are finally away, and Peanut's in pole position. Can he get a good start? It's not a safety car condition start. There's a wing off in the background. Peanut's absolutely perfect. He's on the soft tyre. Gunter retires on the entry of turn one, and Tom Brainer leaves the session. What happened there? It's still racing conditions, it says at the top left, but it says of safety car on the bottom right. And what has happened? That is interesting. I don't know who's slowing down so much and causing that gap, but somebody has obviously got an illegal overtake and decided instead of just carrying on and looking for it safely, they're gonna crash into each other. Okay, I don't know why this is happening.
I don't know if you can blame anyone there. It's just safety cars are right there and illegal overtakes. That's a bit unfortunate. And
I mean, I think it is. I don't mean to state too much here, but it is kind of should be known that you need to continue until you find a safe opportunity to let the position go, and if you can't, then you have to take the penalty and try to dispute it later. Otherwise, you get crashes like this that's happened. So, unfortunately, that is going to be some unnecessary DNFs from this race already. And some damage that people are going to have to pit for. Will other people pit? I don't think so. Lots of soft tyre runners in this sprint race, so they are all banking on everybody being in the same situation. Dave Raptors, for this reason, could have a very good result here if he can just get the aggression going and get the rhythm.
I mean, what did I say? 6-7 laps, and it's a 12-lap race. I know the safety car's out, but the tyre still will wear about 1 or 2% under safety car per lap. And this gives Dave Raptors, the championship leader, by a considerable margin, by the way, and one of, if not the fastest driver at the moment, a chance to... You may see him fall back at the start, yeah, but he's got all that opportunity later on in the race to fight back. And with his raw pace in general, even on that slower tyre, he might be... There's some battling up ahead.
Indeed. Sorry for the delay. I'm just going to quickly invite Tom Brainer because he disconnected, and he is crossplay, so it's not going to be a problem. We won't lag out. It's going to be absolutely fine. He will be able to get back into the lobby, and as I say, we won't lag out. My game's decided to crash. Lovely. So we're going to be joining the lobby. It wasn't a game lag, it was just a game crash. I do apologise. We are getting back in, and we will be in this yet again very soon. Sorry guys for all this. We are under safety car conditions, so we will be fine. Don't worry. I apologise for the inconvenience though, and we should be good to go. Alright, loading in. We'll be back in a minute. Alright, we're back. Sorry for the delay, and we are going to be restarting the race. Just a quick double check. Yep, there you go. We are going to be restarting the race with Peanuts leading the way. Mikash in P2. When will Peanuts go for it? He's already gone for the restart, and Devon Young sitting behind his teammate is already going to go on the tack, maybe. They're going to go for the double move here on the Aston Martin. He can't quite do it. He's boxed in almost by his teammate. He's going to have to let him go. Mikash looking to the inside momentarily, but he has to back off nowhere near alongside enough. That is going to be the Red Bull around the outside on that soft tyre. He wants to make the most of it. Becken is involved. It's a foursome up front. Sorry for that comment. And to the inside, you see Mikash go for it. Can he get the move finally done into the lead, as it was looking like he would have it in qualifying? Around the outside, up the hill, backing out slightly as Peanuts to make the corner side by side safely. He's done the job, and here comes the other AlphaTauri, invited to the party as well to the outside line. He has the traction on the exit of the corner. That's absolutely perfect, and he will get through. And there's Becken trying to send it, but he just misjudged that one. Almost lost the car. Dave Raptor's sitting and watching this battle at the moment. Oggio on that soft tyre still couldn't quite get past Dave Raptors, but he's no slouch in that McLaren, so I wouldn't blame him, to be honest. But that is a very, very crazy opening lap. As that we're actually doing green flag racing, we have Mikash holding the lead at the moment, and that is Peanuts losing the position to Becker now, so they do switch positions. That is going to be Oggio to the inside and Dave Raptors backing out, kind of, but not quite. Oggio still left the space, but he's finally given it up. And Gilly's right behind. He's not going to go for the move, surely. He will back out, but he's on the same tyre. He might as well try and give it some in. 5 laps done out of 12. They still have a way to go, but you want to try and make as much progress as early on as you can. You know those tyres will get a lot quicker a little bit later on into this Grand Prix. I would say the two AlphaTauris are running away with it, but they're not. And everybody is in the train. There could be some tricky moments with DRS. You know how it works. DRS trains, but also DRS tactics will come into play.
Yeah, DRS will be a factor, of course, in this race. I'm not too sure. Is it enabled this lap? I did disconnect again. I do apologise. I'm sure it is enabled on the next lap, yes?
Yep.
So that will give AlphaTauri a significant advantage. Mikash running away with it, but he's going to try his best to keep Devon within that 1 second, but not too close, because you want him to have a comfortable buffer and for Devon to push so he doesn't overtake his teammate. So the tactics here are quite simple. Just don't get too close and don't get tangled up within each other. Especially Devon using his battery a little bit, and you can see how well it works. He's right behind Mikash, won't go for the move, and he's going to try and do that for the rest of the race, perhaps on the last lap. Be a little bit cheeky and go for the overtake on Mikash himself. But Becken is right behind, and any slip up from these two can result in perhaps Becken getting a great move done.
It's very, very possible. He won the race in the LSI F1 tier yesterday, and he's going to have some good momentum, good motivation to do well today. He's got 2 opportunities, the sprint and the main race, and his teammate right behind him having good momentum in the last few races. He's going to have the hunger to go for the race win. We've got lots of people wanting to go for the race win. Oggio's yet to get it. He's got an epic result in Japan. Can he go for another good result here? We will find out. And Dave Raptor's the championship leader. Well, he is the championship leader. There's not really much to say on that one. He is going to go for the lead. Is Devon Young. Will we see Becken try and go for it as well? He's not. He's going to back off. He's going to let that one go. We want to have a quick look at JJ and Jack Lever, and also Larlock up front. It's all very, very difficult. The Alfa Romeo leads the way. That's JJ going to take it over Larlock. Larlock's still going to be alongside, though. That's going to give an opportunity for Jack Lever to break away. That is Becken overtaking Mikash, sorry, and that is the job done. He's not going to fight it back up the hill. Becken could possibly go for the lead on the next lap. Would he want to do it now, or is he going to hold on in the DRS, though?
Becken looks like he's got some fantastic pace at the moment. Look at him, he's all over the back of that AlphaTauri rear wing and coming into an infamous corner where Lewis Hamilton took Alex Albon out. He's not going to do that. He thinks much more of it, and he's going to size up the move perhaps for the straight. But do you want to go for it this early? I wouldn't think so. You'd maybe want to go in the penultimate or last lap to really have that advantage in track position and obviously win the race. However, you could wait until right to the line and overtake him right here on the last lap, but Beckham looks like he's going for it. He's going to go down the inside, coming into turn 1. They almost bang wheels. And we also see Peanuts having a go at the AlphaTauri and Bcash up the inside. There's contact with Devin Young and Bcash. The two AlphaTauris have been compromised. And this guess who? Dave Raptors coming up the inside. Oh, there's massive contact. No. That is Bcash out and Dave Raptors away with minimal damage. Another full course safety car, and that is not one you want to see from 1 and 2 to 5th and in the paddock DNF. That is horrendous for AlphaTauri. It wasn't his fault really, but oh goodness, that's not what you want to see.
I'm not entirely sure what to say there. That was absolutely mental. I'm going to take this opportunity to try and get Tom Brainer back into the lobby, because yet still they can't actually get in, and we're going to hope that that's absolutely fine. And it will be absolutely fine. So Tom Brainer can hopefully get in. But Becken leads the way. Peanuts is in P2, but he's going to have a couple of questions to himself. And I think some others are going to be having some questions. Oggio, Gilly, everybody else behind that all promoted to positions. As obviously Devin Young had that moment as well. A little bit of contact. He's still in the race. Would anybody want to go for a pit stop, maybe a look at a different strategy here?
I think Dave, although we need to check this pit stop because I think he might have a bit of front wing damage. He better not speed into the pit lane. No, he just about keeps it. I thought he was going to speed into the pit lane for a moment there, and it looks as though those McLaren mechanics are, changing the front wing, and it looks as though, yeah, soft tyres, front wing change. He will be last, but 8 lap softs compared to new softs, that's about what? 30 something percent, I want to say 30, maybe even 40%. I'm not too sure. I've not done much soft testing around this track, so I wouldn't know. But Dave Raptors and Jack Lever, actually the leader of the new soft tyre runners. So could Jack Lever have a chance of getting some good points this race?
Could do. It could do. He's had potential in the past as well as Oggio. Japan was maybe a controversial race for Jack as he was fighting hard with a time penalty, but he still had good pace at least. So we know he can do well, and he has a great opportunity to gun it. He does have a time penalty, unfortunately, so it is going to kind of deaden that down a little bit, unfortunately, but could be worse. He could have more penalties than the 3 seconds. So at least it's only one. Lap 9 out of 12. We should be going racing at some point soon, not this lap, but we will go on the next lap as everybody will bunch up. JJ at the back of the field, but he does have that fresher tyre. He will have to go pretty aggressive though if he does want to get a good result. Beck and Peanuts, the two Swedish drivers, are going to be working together to try and secure this good result. Oggio, he's also a Swedish driver. Don't know if they're going to be communicating though. They are in P3. And Gilly, he's doing it for Ferrari. He's going to try and give it his best shot. Maybe he can get a podium like he did yesterday. It will be a possibility with that strategy. I think he could be strong here. Do you think he'll have the advantage, Zingy?
Yeah, compared to everyone, with the exception of the people on the softs and Monk, him and Monk will be the same pace, and then the guys on the softs are going to be ridiculously fast. So if Gilly can make his way up quickly to in front of these top 3, they've only got 2 laps to make it count. And I know Dave Raptors had damage, but will it be enough 2 laps to get, what is that, 11 positions? I don't think he's going to do it, and I think everyone's got 100% ERS. It's going to be much more difficult than you think for Dave and Jack and JJ, of course, to do well. So I mean, I doubted the soft tyre runners on Friday, and we all know where that left me. So it might. It's not funny. No, that may come back to bite me what I've just said. So.
Never mind. All right, Gilly sits in P4. He's the lead medium tyre runner, the only driver on the medium tyres, Monk, and then we have the 2 drivers that will be leading the restart. Becken will be the one to go, and Peanuts will be the one to react. Blah, 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 blah. We are finally about to go racing yet again in Sao Paulo. This will be the only last 2 laps of racing. No DRS, full pel, absolutely hell to leather. Who's gonna get it? Who will go for the restart first? I mean, it's always going to be the lead car. Speeches all over the place. Let's try and think refresh, and go again. There you go. Green flag, and we are racing yet again in Sao Paulo. He can't get a good... Oh, he's got to be careful that he doesn't overtake before the line. Oggio backs off. He might challenge again. That is going to be Gilly in P4 at the moment, getting challenged by Devon Young already. It's not going to work out on those tyres. Doesn't secure the restart. Devon Young to P4, trying to get a bit of redemption from earlier on. Is it going to be possible? Does he have the pace to do that? A great restart from the top two, though. They react nicely and just about avoid challenges from Oggio. Other drivers behind, it's looking pretty close as well, but it's both Alfa Romeos round, and one of them will be out. I do not believe it. I don't understand what I've just seen. Dave Raptors drops down behind JJ as well. That is going to be Dave Raptors almost colliding with the back of JJ. Very, very well held. We go back to the front. We've got Peanuts leading the way by a long, long margin. Is Becken in front, but Oggio, he's leading the way. No, Peanuts is leading the way of the train, and Oggio is the one that is attacking, so it kind of prevents Peanuts from actually having a challenge at going for the lead. Beckham doing a phenomenal job, and he could get another win in Brazil already, his second win, and it's not even the first EU race yet. It would be actually the first EU race at Brazil. Okay, anyway, Zingy.
Yes? Well, Dave Raptors is going up the inside of JJ. A bit of contact is being made, but Dave Raptors finally gets around. But that's not points yet. The top 8 only get points for the sprint race. So Dave Raptors needs to make up one more position, or this race will be all for nothing. Coming into the middle sector now, you can see the grip he's got, and he's going to try and go up into the Larlick, but he had too much overspeed. And now JJ's going to poke his nose up around the outside, but it's nothing doing at the moment. Looking back at the front, it doesn't look like much is changing here. Oggio with no battery, along with people. I mean, everyone apart from Becken seems to have battery, who is managing it very well out front. Dave Raptors going for that move down the inside. JJ also finding a way through into P9. But we see coming around the last few corners now, it looks as though Becken, without any interesting circumstances, is going to win the race.
Comes around the final few corners. Becken, it's still close, but it's not going to be close enough for him. Becken will win the sprint race in Brazil. What a job from him. He's done it again already. Oggio P3. Devon Young tries his best, but losing the car in the last lap just very slightly caused him to lose the chance to fight for the podium. Gilly P5, Tom Brainer, Monk, Dave Raptors, Balint, JJ, Larlick and Flexard will not be happy with that one. A collision with his teammate. I don't know if anyone specifically was at fault, but that's how it goes. That is the grid for the main race. We will go for the restart, and everything will be set back to square one. GG.
What a race. So actually packed in the limited time we had, but Becken's done it again.
He has done it again in yet again dramatic circumstances. It is a Swedish 1-2-3. I didn't even think of that. That's absolutely incredible. Becken wins, Peanuts in P2, Oggio P3, Devon Young, Gilly, Tom Brainer, Monk, Dave Raptors, Balint, JJ, Larlick, Flexard, and then Jack Lever is classed as finished. We didn't actually get the rest of the grid, unfortunately, because it's decided to not show me the anything, basically. So we'll be back. We'll see you in a bit. Alright, thank you very much for waiting. We'll be there very shortly. Ready? Hold! Go! Who's gonna get it into turn one? We are finally away. There you go. Pole position it is for the Alpine driver, and it is a safety car as usual. No surprise there. Everybody will get off the line and we'll have a rolling start. According to the last lap of that race, then it might not be the worst idea to have a rolling start. We do get a few switch ups as people do get a little bit confused. That is a hell of a shame, but everybody's going to be in the same position, so it's not too much of a problem. We'll take this opportunity to have a look at the tyres. We'll find a positive in everything we can. That is 2 soft tyre runners of Dave Raptors, 3 soft tyre runners actually, of Larlick as well and Jack Lever. Medium tyres, Terence, Flexard, Balin and Tom Brainer, and everybody else is on the hard. Zingy, with a restart where you have fresh tyres, what would you want to be on tyre-wise?
It's up to what you think you can do. Well, you see, anyone can do anything. You could have a fast guy up the front do soft, medium, medium, soft, right? Or whatever. And it will work out in their favour because they'll be able to pull away at the start, lose a bit of time before they pit, and then they'll be shooting off again. And they'll have that clear air. So it can work either way. And then if you're on hard tyres, you can maintain the pace in the DRS train up front, pit for the mediums, and have that consistent good pace. It just depends what you want to do, really. And some drivers, I like to go for softer compounded tyre to have a bit more freedom to push and get faster lap times, and others want that freedom and flexibility within the tyre compound so they can have a more consistent basis. But it's up to yourself what you want to do, and the split strategies are always good to see, and we can see down the, I would have expected actually the people up front to go to softs, but there's a lot of people behind who maybe want to get that track position for later on, so we have to just wait and see.
Yeah, for sure. I am interested that the soft tyre runners didn't pit. I thought they would have maybe tried to do a medium. That being said, they would just lose out on track position, and everybody's going to be close together on a restart. And with it being this early on, heavy cars, it increases the chances of collisions. So, yeah, for that reason, I'd say why would they pit? It just wouldn't make any sense. So it's going to be no problem at all. Beck and least away, Peanuts P2, Oggio P3, They are in their Swedish 1-2. I want to apologise for us not streaming the results for the sprint race. We did get the results and we got the correct order in the end. That's an interesting moment there for Dave Raptors and Monk. But yeah, we get the results eventually. We got them right and everybody is starting where they should be starting. But yeah, we apologise for that. At least you got the audio cover of that final stage of the Grand Prix. Now, safety car in this lap. We will be going racing on lap 3. We will not get DRS for a while. Peanuts and Becken are going to lead the way, and yet again they will be the ones communicating to one another, and we will watch the rest of the field as they bunch up. Who is going to get the best restart of the bunch? When will Becken go for the launch? You're going to see both cars straighten up, and then all of a sudden they will go for it side by side very slightly. He's going to be careful he doesn't do that too much, and they do react nicely. That is the top two going well away, but not bad reaction there from Oggio and Devon Young. We're going to get some overtakes into the first corner already. That is Devon Young to the inside line, and there's a car off in the background. That's going to be Dave Raptors in the McLaren. A shot of Papaya goes past the car, past the screen, and that is the Aston Martin going slightly defensive momentarily, but yet again sending it to the inside line is Devon Young, and he's going to get the move done. That's perfect racecraft from him, and there's Oggio trying to get involved and go for the move to not lose overall track position, braking as late as he can. Surely he doesn't have the momentum. He does have the momentum. Locks the front tyres but avoids the car in front, but he just about gets the job done, and the Ferrari's right behind.
Yeah, Oggio making up a place there into the podium positions. It looks so Tom might be looking for an overtake on Gilly, but nothing doing as far as you can see there, and looking for a bag. You can see Dave Raptor struggling so much to the point where Mikash on the hard tyre is going to send it up the inside. A bit of lag there, a bit more contact. Dave Raptors is going off the track, replicating Oscar Piastri's little adventure off the track, and now he's last. The championship leader is now last, and not just that by 2 seconds. Is he in the pits? No, there's no damage, but it looks as though he's struggling with something. I don't know what.
Lots of struggles going on throughout. Everybody's very close together. We've got the medium tyre of Tom Brainer, the lead medium tyre. He's on his own, being a softer tyre compound runner, but he's stuck in the slipstream. It's not that easy. We've got the Red Bull to the inside, but he backs out and doesn't go for the move on Ballant in the end. He had all the grip in the world. He gets a good run up the hill, and he's going to go for it in a more difficult place anyway. Can he get the switch back? No, he can't. He just can't. He has to back off for the moment. I thought that maybe FlexUp was on the inside and that's why he backed out, but no, he just backed out anyway because he didn't think he could do it. The leader, Becken, still holding up front. Devon Young getting a perfect restart and demoting Peanuts not only to third but also to fourth as he had that bad momentum and couldn't quite catch it. So still running in a decent position but not where he wants. Not able to help out his friend in P1 at the moment. So Becken's got to fend for himself, and Devon Young, he's been in a very similar situation like this before and he's won races. Is he going to try and go for the move early on or not? He will not. DRS, is it going to be available? Did I miss that notification? I'm not entirely sure, but he's got a straight here coming up anyway. He's got a lot of energy in that car. He does have DRS, but he's not close enough.
Yeah, Devon Young's just going to be controlling it back in second place as we look further back now. And who's that going for the move? Is that Terrence going up the inside of one car? Maybe two. Oh no! There's a bunch of contact, and Flex Hard has gone off and well into the escape road there. He tried to control it, but with the unexpected contact, he's lost his wing, and that is a full course safety car. Once again, that is 2 times in 5 laps. And I think that's a bit unnecessary considering where the front line came off, but what can you do?
It's going to be interesting for the strategy. Now we're on lap 5. We're going to be going racing on about lap 7, 8. So you could, in theory, go to a fresh set of hards all the way to the end. It would be so difficult. I wouldn't recommend it, ever. But it's not impossible. You would have to hope that there's not another safety car. Maybe a VSC to try and hinder somebody's pace. But other than that, it's going to be pretty standard. I don't think anybody's going to pit. You could see a double a soft from a double medium from the soft tyre runners at this stage. Would we see Larlick going to the pit lane? No, we will not. Will we see Jack Lever going to the pit lane? We will. And will we see Dave Raptors going to the pit lane? No, he's going to stay out. Would you have expected that? Would you do something else, Thingy?
I'm pitting. I don't care who or what you think, but I am definitely pitting. 5 laps in, those soft tyres are only going to get worse from here, and the mediums and hards are only going to get better. So you might as well as on a soft tyre to pit. And Larlick has also stated, unless these soft tyres have like magical grip beyond like 30%, and I don't see a point as to why you'd stay out, because we all know 9, 25, 50 and 60% mean massive drop off in performance, and being soft tyres, they will just drop off really quickly. So I don't see the point of staying out. Maybe there's something that we don't know, Aaron. I'm not too sure, but we're just gonna have to figure out and see. Jack Lever, taking your advice, by the way, we go to the hard tyres perhaps to the end, maybe banking on another safety car coming out. But for now, he looks like he's going to the end of the race. 30 laps odd. Could you do that? I'm not too sure. You can do 20. About 25, but I think after 25 it gets quite sketchy, so we'll have to wait and see what happens there.
For sure, we will. We're going to be staying out one more time, so we could get an opportunity for the likes of Dave Raptors to go into the pit lane now if he really wanted to try and give it a shot. He is far back. That being said, the battle up in front is all close, and it does slow the entire train down. It will allow him to maybe look for moves, so it's not the worst idea. But would he go for the pit lane? He is going to go into the pit lane. Zingy, I'm going to ask you this. Would you prefer to go all the way to the end on the hards, or would you prefer to go for the double medium? Okay, Dave Raptors retires from the pit lane, and he's not going to finish the Grand Prix, so that is going to be him out. He will not score any points. That's going to be an automatic promotion there for Flexard. We will have 15 drivers remaining, and Becken will lead the way. We will be going for the restart at the end of this race. No one will get another opportunity to go into the pit lane. Let's see how this one goes.
That was unexpected, to say the least. I'm not too sure why. I'm not going to question it. However, we must get on with the racing, and the safety car will be in at the end of this lap, as you said. We've got Becken and P1 on the hards, the top 5 all running the hards, Tom being the odd one out, and 6 on those relatively new medium tyres. I'm guessing they wouldn't be too worn out, and I can see why he'd want to stay on the mediums. We see Monk and Cheech on the mediums, on the hards, along with Larlick on the soft tyre. I don't understand that either. I think he should have came in, but if it works out for him, then I'll take it back. And you see, there's a lot of split strategy going on here, but those lot on the hard tyre, along with Jack Lever on a new hard tyre, are probably the ones who are going to reap the benefits the most.
Alrighty, here we go for the restart yet again. Becken leads the way, and Devin Young, who seems to be pretty good at safety car restarts and reacting, he could get a nice result. He's got to be careful he doesn't jump too far. Almost looking like he was going for it there. It was the Alpine. They are going to be probably communicating with Peanuts, so we'll expect Peanuts to get a good reaction as well, but he's going to make sure he doesn't overtake before the line. He has to wait behind and then go for the send. Other than that, he's just going to have to back off, and he does do so fair enough to him. It's looking so tight. Devon Young to the inside line. He will send it nicely. That is how you get it done. Still not got it done. There you go. Now he's got it done. That is Oggio. Also, is he going to have a look at overtaking his fellow countryman as well? He's at least challenging him and forcing him to go offensive, and he will almost make contact. That's almost cost him everything. It's also cost Oggio to go off the circuit, and it's now going to invite the Aston Martin, and yet again Gilly to the battle. Will Gilly be able to make anything on this? I think he's just going to wait and see what happens. That will be the Red Bull going through eventually. Peanuts trying to come back around the outside. He's not going to be invited though. He will get the door shut on him. That was very tricky, and fair enough for those guys to not be involved in any more shenanigans.
Yeah, Oggio making that place up as we see. Who's that round? Is that Monk? Monk spun, coming out of the hairpin. Yeah, it looks as though he's lost his front wing. His front wing is off. So there must have been contact with someone else. I want to say Terrence or Mikash were involved in that. I'm not too sure who exactly. but that's unfortunate for the Williams driver. He's going to be down in a lot of places and need to get in the front line. However, looking back at this battle for P12, Flexard flying past his teammate, no bother, and we also see Ballant going up the inside of Terrence into turn 1. Wheel-to-wheel racing here. Ballant will get the inside for turn 3, but Terrence shuts the door on him. What a move, and we see now it's 3 wide almost. Flexard going up the inside. That's Mikash going around the outside, trying to recover from that poor start and make gains in the championship. And he's doing that, and there's a bit of contact further back too. A lot of front lines, and there's another safety car. Oh my goodness.
Okay, well, the strategy is definitely going to be mixed up. It's got to be a double medium for the lead cars. They can't stay out any longer. There's no chance of this happening. It could be Tom Brainer going to the end on the hard tyres. I would assume this is going to be one of the last safety cars that we get. There shouldn't be any more. It would be crazy if we did get any more. But it is what it is. And yeah, Devon Young, Becken, Oggio, Peanuts, they were all looking very, very close, but it kind of stayed as it was more or less. Gilly sitting there as well, and Tom Brainer. This is going to be an opportunity for him to change his strategy if he wants to. Lots of things going on. Devon Young stays out, lots of cars staying out, and everybody is going to kind of follow on, which does mean that, you know, everybody kind of works together as a wall, and they defend, and that's going to be Larlett going for the overtake into the pit lane. I think maybe Terrence went a little bit too aggressive and then tried to return the position. I'm not entirely sure. Lots of people eventually make it into the pit lane. No front wing changes, at least for Terrence, and I'm not entirely sure for anybody else. There will be a front wing change for the Alfa Romeo, I believe, and that is also Ballant getting a front wing change. Monk, would he get the overtake on these guys? I don't know if he will do. He might get a move here on the Haas driver, but other than that, I think he will stay more or less last. That's how that's going to go for him. But yeah, we will be yet again under the safety car conditions. Zingy, I'm surprised that not that many people actually pitted.
No, yeah, the medium tyre runners, it was their perfect opportunity to pit. Flexard, obviously, I'm sure he started hard tyres, which would make sense that he stayed out. Tom has that perfect opportunity to go to the end. Terrence is taking that opportunity. Lap 10. Now, how many laps is left realistically? 26. And under the safety car, you're going to be 2. So it's going to be around 24, 23 laps of racing. That is more than doable in the hard tyres. 30 laps was a bit touch and go. 23, 24 is a bit better of a situation. He's going to be faster for at least 5 laps than most people on the grid, excluding the fresh medium tyre runners. So he's got every advantage here to perhaps take, well, maybe not the lead, but a podium position at the moment once everyone comes in. So Terrence is someone you need to watch out for, even though he has 12. So that'll be interesting. You also see Larlock, Jack Lever, Monk, and Ballant on those fresh medium tyres. Those will be ones to watch as soon as the safety car comes in, but expect a massive drop off if another safety car doesn't come out and they are going to the end.
For sure, for sure. Alright, safety car coming in into this lap 12 out of 36. We will be going racing on. Becken will not lead the restart this time. It will be Devon Young, who wants to try and get the perfect restart and then see if he can work with some clean air. Maybe break away. It's not that easy around Brazil, though. It is a slipstream train.
Oh.
What happened there? There was a bit of an overtake going on. Gunter will go back to their original position, but lots of people kind of bunched up all of a sudden. I think we're going to be good to go and carry on. It's very, very tight, but we're just going to wait for that confirmation. We'll finally go racing yet again. Will Tom Brainer be able to make these tyres work? Will the guys that have pitted recently make this work? Will Terrence be able to go for an absolute masterclass later on? We will have to wait and see. It depends if we get any more safety cars. That is going to be Becken behind Devon Young. Devon Young going as slow as he possibly can to try and bunch up the rest of the field, which is going to make it very, very tight for everybody else. I think as everybody gets onto the straight, they kind of spread out a little bit more. We'll have to wait and see.
There's a bunch of front wings everywhere as the safety car comes in, and our restart will be just about now. Devin Young has taken that restart very well. 3.5 now, 4 tenths to Devin Young. Look who it is though, Algio. He's going to go right around the outside of his compatriot Becken into turn 1. He's going to have the inside for turn 2, but that'll switch to the outside for 3. Becken holds on to the position just for now. Algio is pressurising him so much. There's no way can he get this move done. He defends to the inside, the Alpine does. And coming around into turn 4, an infamous corner for overtaking and collisions. As we see Algio, oh, he's pushed onto the curb. He's made a bit of a mistake whilst getting pushed off a tad. And here comes the third Swede. It's Peanuts. He's going to go around the outside. Algio defends, hits the Alpine. And who's that? It's Gilly. Gilly's got up the inside and pull for him. He's going to have a slice of that. He's going to go right around the outside. There's still Peanuts on the inside. Now the outside for the hairpin. Will Gilly go for the move? No. But that's a reminder that Gilly is always going to be there, even if you don't want him to be. He's up into P4 and he's got a lot more battery.
Awesome there from Gilly, makes it work. P4 almost on the podium, just one more position if he can make it work. Devin Young making it work. 1.5 seconds he's broken away. That's absolutely perfect, everything that he could have dreamed of, and this is his opportunity to run away if he can do. That is Gilly looking feisty. We've also got some very, very close moments there with the Haas of Tom Blainer, who almost had a look at a possible move, but just has to kind of back out. Now we're going to see some people pressurise each other into making overtakes. For now, it's looking like it's still going to be these two that will pressurise each other, though. That is Gilly and Oggio, just kind of fighting, but they kind of just stay where they are. They're kind of relaxing, staying focused on the main objective, which is to stay high up for longer in this race and then fight later on. It's all very close behind as well. We've got a couple of trains going on. No sense, but yeah, we'll see how that goes a little bit later on. Devin Young leading the way. Becken, would he get pressurised by Oggio soon? I'm not sure.
I think if Becken keeps up this pace at the moment, he won't be pressurised, but if he starts to drop back, Algio will give him the hurry up, and if he doesn't perform, Algio is simply going to go for that move. 1.3 separates the top two at the moment. Algio 6 tenths behind. DRS will be enabled on the next lap. Gilly, although these guys are all on old tyres, Gilly is still in a good position to maintain some good points at the moment. As we see, he's at Monk. Monk's going for the move on Jack Lever, and that's Terrence going for a move on JJ into P7, so good job from him on that hard tyre, and Monk too making it up to positions after losing it all seemingly at the start of the race. He's got the DRS on the Red Bull of Larlick. Will he be looking to go for a move? He turns off the battery. It doesn't look like he's going to at the moment.
No one's going for an overtake this lap, which is absolutely incredible. I think we're going to get an entire lap of everybody staying in the same positions as they are, unless someone has a major issue. That statement should be more or less true. So fair enough, everything is kind of relaxing, trying to stabilise. That's good news for Becken, no, not Becken, for Devin Young, because if everybody's going to relax, then all of a sudden he gets an opportunity to break away even more and not risk another safety car being deployed. It's completely out of his control, of course, unless he's the one crashing. But yeah, that is good news for him at the moment. That is Monk, however, very close to the cars in front, and he is pushing on the energy. The other guys are matching him though, so it looks like they're also fighting. No energy there for the Red Bull driver, and it's going to be a double overtake on JJ. To the outside line goes Monk. Will he get the job done? He will. One North American, the other North American, they switch up. He's racing under the tie flag, but he's still in an A. And now Larlick trying to get back on top. Can he get the job done? He has the inside line. He should have the advantage, but no, backing out to try and be safe, and he's going to return the position there to the Williams.
Yeah, Larlick trying to go for a move on Monk. They both have no battery left. JJ's got quite a bit left, but remember, he's on that 14 lap old hard tyre. They're going to be diminishing at this point. We're a lock up for JJ, as I say that. Those tyres aren't in the best of shape at the moment. Looking back up front, there has been no changes. Terrence slowly making his way up, breaking the DRS to this train, which I'm sure he'll be very happy about. I would not want to be in this battle personally, especially on the seemingly better tyre going towards the end of the race. There's still 20 laps to go, but it's still not over yet. There's going to be a lot of opportunities, and looking at this opportunity from Gilly to go up the inside of Oggio into turn 1, he makes a move before the braking zone, and that's absolutely fine by him up into P3, and he'll be charging after the top 2, unless it gets a bit switched back on. He had a little bit of a compromise run. Oggio is pushing the ERS. Gilly has no no DRS, but no, doesn't look like he's going to go for the move at the moment.
Just going to let it be for now. That's fair enough to him. Flipside unfortunately having more issues, causing a momentary yellow flag, I believe, unless I'm seeing things. But anyway, yeah, Yelly making that move. Can he carry some momentum to catch up to Becken? I was going to say catch up to Becken. I just realised that all of a sudden there's an AlphaTauri right in front of him. I don't know if Devon Young has just lost a load of time or if Becken has broken away. Because Becken has broken slightly away, I believe Devon must have had some sort of issue. So now, if Gilly does enough here, which it looks like he might as well do, it's going to bring everybody back into the train.
Jack Lever going for the move on Larlick. He performs the switchback coming out the last corner. Did he get DRS there? I'm not too sure who got it. We'll see coming up to the next section point. It is Larlick. He's going to go right around the outside. Once again, that switchback was all for nothing. He didn't time it right, and Larlick got the DRS, and is now back up into P9. The fringe points at the moment. And who's that? That's Tom out. Tom Roberts out. And there's another safety car. Bert Meinlander has probably led more laps than anyone else in this race. That says a lot, eh?
I do not believe it. Tom out of the race, and Jack Lever crashes in exactly the same position, but somehow stays in the race. Another front wing change for the Alfa Romeo driver, but he's got to make sure that he makes the most of this race, because he's incredibly lucky. Almost crashed into the safety car as well, so he's really lucky today. And he's got to try and maximise the result after that, because he's been given every single possible lifeline that he could possibly take there. I don't understand how he's survived, and Tom Brainer hasn't, but that is another retirement for this race. This time it is an actual crash that has caused the safety car to be deployed. The pizza goes cold, and the pit stops will come out.
Yeah, I mean, this really, really screws over anyone who pitted on that last safety car, because you've got the top 5 for all on that traditional hard medium strategy. Devon, Becken, Gilly. Who's going to get a speeding penalty? Put your money on it. It looks as though no one's getting a speeding penalty. Everyone's sliding though into the pit lane. So that means Terrence is taking the lead, Monk P2. We're going to see more people perhaps overtake. No, it's just them two. It looks as though that everyone's either falling back due to pitting on the previous lap, or just as in the pit lane, everyone on the medium tyre. Jack Lever is missing a front wing.
From the crash that he had just a minute ago, he sped into the pit lane because he
yes.
because he didn't have the downforce to stop the car, so that is unfortunate for him. Right, Terrence is in an interesting position. Monk, it's going to be difficult. He still can go to another set of mediums towards the end, so he's now just gained track position. If there was another safety car all of a sudden, he could gain from this, but everybody should be more or less good to go to the end on the medium tyre, even though it's going to be tricky. Terrence, yes, he should be good to go to the end. He's spending even more time under the safety car now, but it's just gonna be pretty hard to handle. He's gonna be quite slow on a 8-lap-old tyre.
Yeah, I back him to do well, honestly. Unless Monk takes Terrence out, which I don't know if that happened last race or not, then I think it's fine, honestly. Initially, he'll be very slow, but towards the end of the race, he might actually have some sort of an advantage. Monk pits a lap late. That is not the strategy you want to do. You want to pit as soon as the safety car comes out. Excuse me. And yeah, I mean, unless he just wants a lap fresher tyres, let's see what he goes on to. Those mediums were 10 laps old, in fairness to Monk. Into the pit lane now, and it will be a fresh set of medium tyres going on to that Williams. He might be P12, P11, but the fresher tyres is really going to help. I mean, everyone does, but a lap extra, I mean, you know what can happen, can't you? Yeah? In Mexico, we've seen it with Luke a couple of laps more tire, whereas it can end your race, really.
It can do. It can make the difference between a good result and a bad result. We'll see how it goes, but we are going to be going for a fair while on these tyres. Still, like I said, though, we should be absolutely fine. Larlock, Balint, they might be able to come back a little bit later. Gunter's gone for a wild strategy on the soft tyre. But yeah, I don't really know what to say. I think it's going to be pretty straightforward. The medium tyres will have the advantage. Terence, he's just going to have to try and work together and hope that he doesn't get bullied around too much. Zingy, I'm going to ask, do you have Tom Brainer on your friends list at all?
Good question. I will check. Is this car in this lap, or is it?
It is in this lap. It's going to restart now. Terence is going to lead the way. The safety car is going to come into the pit lane very, very shortly, and Terence will be the one to go for the restart. Devon Young is the one to react. He sits in P2. Terence not gone for it just yet. Now he's gone for it. There you go. Lovely jubbly indeed. Perfect restart from him. That is going to be side by side with Oggio and Gilly. That is a little bit tricky because Oggio shouldn't go for a move before the line. Still going to be side by side. That's Gilly going to go wide. I think he should maintain the position though. Oh, trying to stick his nose in was the Red Bull. He's going to get a bit of a tap. And here comes Peanuts around the outside. Going to take the momentum and going to take the position pretty easily there.
Yeah, Devon Young into the lead already. Terence, I mean, you can see he just turns into the corner and no response compared to those medium tyre runners. And this is what Devon needs, because the middle sector isn't really known for overtaking too much unless you're on a significantly faster tyre, which I know they are. But if Terence can just defend for just a few corners, I mean, you can see the gap 0.8, 1 second. Becken is being so impatient right now, and no wonder the tyres are dead on Terence's car. He tries to defend, and he just gets planted out the way. A bit unsportsmanlike there from Becken. Now Gilly's going to go right around the outside, and he's into P4. Luckily for him, it's not like Tom Brainer, where he just got sandwiched. Oh, I've spoke too soon. Terence has been spun round. He's now last place. He's on the old tyres, and it's looking horrendous. That is... You don't want that for your own teammate. His own teammate is the one that tapped him around, which is not what you want to see. As we can now see, that's a Williams of Monk nearly into the back of JJ, and that allows Peanuts to make the move. Jack Lever also in this battle, and the two Red Bulls are going to be going at it again potentially. Doesn't look like it for now, but Jack Lever, will he go for the move? No, everyone just stay stationed at the moment.
Stationary, but not for Mikash. Round the outside, he makes the move on Balint. He's got that medium tyre. He wants to make it work. He has shown pace. He's just not really had the opportunity this event, unfortunately. And now he's finally going to be able to make some overtakes. He's got a lot of cars in front of him, which are looking close together and tasty. That will be Balint losing a position to Gunter, who is making the most of that soft tyre compound, which he will exactly need to do. We have got the two Red Bulls side by side. That's Ogier in front of Larlock. Larlock on that hard tyre. He's trying his best, but surely he's going to get swamped sooner rather than later. JJ's right behind him. He's going to be quick. He's got a lot of pressure from behind, so he's going to have to push and maybe go for the move immediately. He will do it. He's trying at least, but Larlock's defending.
Yeah, Larlock is using the slipstream and a bit of battery. It looks as though JJ can't get past at the moment. Very late braking from JJ, locking the rears actually, and here comes Peanuts. That's twice in 2 laps someone's locked the rear into turn 1, and he's made it work. Now the Red Bull of Larlock into turn 4 now. Will he have the advantage? He does have the battery advantage, but the straight line speed seems to be very good on that Red Bull car. Coming out of turn 4 into the middle sector now we go. Peanuts is going to go right around the outside. Will he keep it in? Yes, he will. His foot is completely flat to the floor as he swings right around the outside of Larlock and into P5. Peanuts is on a charge of these last few laps, and he's making it work at the moment. He's now got that Red Bull of Oggio, who's running low on battery and goes a bit wide there into the hairpin, but he manages to keep it nice. But Peanuts, yeah, as I said, he's on a charge, and he's going to be looking for that 4th place very soon.
Showing pace throughout, he's now going to be making his way up the order. He's only got a hard tyre runner behind him, so he should be able to break away. Almost was in DRS of the car ahead. Looking at JJ, though, who wants to have a go at the Red Bull eventually, and that's going to be the Williams to the inside as well. He's going to go for the double move if he can. I don't know if he's got the battery to challenge that one, really. He's going to get the DRS and another opportunity to fight for it. Larlick's going to try and fight. He tries to go to the outside line. He is invited. He's going to have to defend JJ for one car, but not the other. That's going to be the Williams looking for it, but around the outside, holding it is JJ. That's exactly what you need to do. That is perfection. Lots of cars so close in that part of the circuit. It's never going to go well, surely. JJ just about holding on. Monk is doing his best to keep it to the limit, and he's doing a good job. Fair play. Both drivers trusting in each other's limits, and they do a good job of staying side by side.
Mikash and Gunter going wheel to wheel. A bit of wheel bang from Gunter as he felt as though he wasn't left enough space out of the previous corner, muscling his way through up into the top 10. Mercedes not having a good start to the season, as we've said multiple times, but Gunter's looking to finally get some points on the board, side by side between Larlick and is that Jack Lever. Yes, it is. DRS available for both drivers. But hello, here comes Gunter right around the outside of both of them, replicating what Peanut's done, I think it was. I'm not too sure. And out of turn 1 now. He's done it. Gunter is up into 8th. Jack Lever manages to make the move, but doesn't really go anywhere in terms of position. Mikash is now looking for the move. It's chaos everywhere you go. Mikash is not using the battery because he knows he can't find a way through. Now, Jack Lever, oh, he's made contact with the Red Bull Larlick, and JJ is now going up the inside of Monk. It's absolutely pandemonium in the Brazilian Grand Prix at the moment. A lot of stuff's going on, I can hardly keep up, but Mikash is now into the top 10 somehow. Jack Lever's maintained position, and Gunter has made up about 2 or 3 positions in 1 lap.
Mikash's reaction time has kept him in this Grand Prix, so well done to him. That would have been an even more tragic way to continue this race for him, and I am glad that he at least wasn't involved in that. It's such a shame there for Larlick to spin out in that way. Maybe he can get involved at some point in a little bit. He's not that far away from the battle, luckily, so he could get positions later on in the Grand Prix. We've got JJ leading this train, and we are staying on board with these guys so much because they are all so close. Monk goes for the lead of the battle, and JJ holding on. That is a car off. Jack Lever retires, and that's going to be another safety car. Oh
no, that's 4 safety cars. Now, if it wasn't clear before, it's clear now. Bernd Mailander is driver of the day. I mean, he's left most laps of the Grand Prix, and he's been driving very well, so I think he deserves it. The person who deserves it second at the moment is Devin Young in P1. I mean, he pulled away off that restart using turns to his advantage, and he's just been controlling this race throughout. Now, is it time to pit, Aaron? Controversial question.
It really depends on what P1 and P2 does, because if P1 doesn't pit, P2 might consider pitting. If P2 pits, everybody else pits, and then P1 is screwed. That was a lot of P's, and I'm sorry for that, but it's really gonna depend on what the top 2 decide. We don't know. There's not that many laps to go. I think that probably I would want to stay in a truck position. Devon Young doesn't think the same. Everybody's going to then follow in. It's the natural reason to do so. Is anybody going to try and stay out though? Monk? No, he's got 1 lap fresher tyres, but he's still going to try and keep it. No one's going to stay out. They're all going to pit, so it is going to be a little bit of a sprint all the way to the end here.
Like having 2 sprint races in one, isn't it? Everyone on the soft tyre, everyone has fresh soft tyres, remember, due to that lobby restart we had, which was what, almost an hour ago now. Jeez. Yeah, it's been a long race, excuse me, a lot of incidents, and now we're going to have about 7-8 laps to sprint to the end. Can't wait for it.
It's going to be an interesting one. Everybody should be good on tyres. They're going to get slightly hotter later. Terrence has gone for something different. That is going to be contact. That is damage for... That is the Alpine getting damaged. That is also Gilly getting damaged. And Peanut's trying to have a go at somebody there making a move. I don't know what just happened, but all of a sudden everybody slowed down with a safety car up front. And now There are two drivers that were in a very good position for this race, now looking in a very bad position for this race, and they might not have another set of soft tyres.
I was looking away, so I don't actually know what happened. I just seen my peripheral, it's just a bit of front wing flying off. Gilly, who's always in every shout of a win, podium, just good result, has not got a front wing. He needs to come into the pits. He's going to drop down into the back of the pack. But now what? Is this going to be the first time in a good while that Gilly hasn't got a good result? Or do you think he'll fight back?
He's still got a few laps. It's not the end of the world, but yeah, it's like I said just a moment ago, it really depends on who's got enough tyres, because we have had so many safety cars that it might be a little bit difficult tyre-wise. I think that they should have enough tyres because we have done the restart, so we should be fine.
Right. I don't know if you've seen the incident, but Becken and Gilly are in.
Yep. Becken had damage and then Gilly went into the back of him. So both drivers involved in that one, and they will come out at the back. They will get one lap fresher tyres. It might be the difference, but they have to go aggressive. That is going to be a must. It's not going to be straightforward. They should be able to get past the medium tyre runner of Terence. Everybody else, though, it's not going to be so straightforward. They can gain on time penalties. Everybody being bunched up so much, it does mean that it is very possible for the drivers behind to gain on time penalties, but also the drivers in front who do have time penalties lose valuable positions because you spend all your time trying to break away, and it's kind of just taken away. But anyway, it is what it is. This guy tried to break away as best as he could. Devon Young, he leads the way for another restart. The car behind him at the moment is one with a time penalty, so he's just got to hope that he doesn't get too much trouble from them. But if he does get trouble, he doesn't really need to think about it too much. You can just let him lead for a while and then go for it. But we should be going for the restart here. Yes, we will. There you go. Alright, confirmation. Devon Young leads the way, Oggio P2, and he's going to be the one to react. Peanuts sitting in P3, and his good old friend down in P12. He's got to try and make this count if he can. Oggio can't get too close on the restart, otherwise they're going to look at maybe getting a penalty, so they've got to be so careful. And we also have the Aston right behind. We'll watch on board with Peanuts, see when Devon Young goes for the restart. He goes for it, lights out once again. We are green in Brazil, and that is a pretty good restart there for Monk. Monk is going to try and have a go on the outside line. Can he sweep it through? He can't. Confident on the brakes. There's contact. There's a car round. That's a Mercedes getting involved. It's still very close, and lots of side-by-side moments there. The Alfa Romeo losing positions as Becken is already going through. Flexar does damage. I don't know how he managed to get that, but he does have it. He brakes early enough to not be involved in a crash. It's side by side. Terence and Becken. Becken should have it. He's got the grip. Up the hill, though, using the powertrain. He's got it done in the end. On the entry, he has the grip to brake it a lot later and send a lot more speed into the corner. Very good job indeed. And he's now looking at Larlock. Would he want to try and go for the move already? I think he will. He's so close. That is a very good opportunity made there from the Alpine. And that will be, I think, out-dragged Larlock in the end. So good job from him. Devon Young leads the way after the restart. Oggio's not that far away, but he's not that close either.
Yeah, I mean, Becken's made a fantastic restart, making up a few positions. This is what he needs to do, though. There's only 7-8 laps left of the Grand Prix to go. Gunter has now made the move on Flexar, unfortunately. He did pick up a bit of damage, as you said. Gunter tried to go for a move, I'm not too sure, and he got kind of clipped round by Monk. And that's a bit unfortunate for him, looking for some points. And speaking of, Gilly is going to be making his way right around the outside, as we also see Becken going for the move on Ballon, coming into turn 4. Will he get the move done? Yes, he will. 2 overtakes and 1 there. Becken up to P7, and Gilly up into the points once again.
Now he's got Mikash next. Can he make the move? Mikash has had so much pace this season, it's not going to be that easy to get it done. But Becken has the confidence, he has the experience from yesterday, and it's good experience. He was in a winning position I know some people have an argument to go against that, but he still was in a winning position, and he knows what he needs to do. Now, he is catching up nice and quickly to these 2 cars in front, 3 cars in front, because they are in a bit of a train, so that's going to make it difficult. That is going to be JJ looking for a move on Monk already. Is he going to go for the send into turn 1, or is he going to wait? DRS enabled soon, so he's probably going to wait.
Yeah, Monk and JJ having a bit of a battle. I think JJ saved up a bit more battery, as I can see on the dash there. The DRS, as you said, is available. Oggio isn't going to be looking for the move at the moment. Well, the Ferrari of JJ, no, he's more of using it to defend from Mikash, who's somehow made his way back up into P6. Gilly makes his way back up into P8. The Ferrari's having a bit of a redemption here at the moment. Gilly, not too much battery at the moment, but does it matter? He's only got a few more laps left, and he needs to make positions up if he wants to maintain a good result, like he is doing at the moment. P8, I know he's wanting more, but considering the unluckiness he's had this race, you know, it's not too bad.
We are on board with Monk. He's got a few cars behind him, just a few. And we also have, of course, as we were just talking about, Gilly catching up to this train. He might be able to get DRS at the next corner, I'm not entirely sure, but he's got his teammate just up in front. That is Devon Young losing the lead of the Grand Prix. What the hell happened there? He's going to try and take immediately back P2, but that is a big gap that Oggio has. He's got a time penalty, so he's still not going to be in a winning position yet, but Peanuts, if he fights this, they might lose time, and it could be an opportunity. We have the Williams yet again, side by side. JJ does come out in front. That's going to be another crash in exactly the same way there for Monk. I do not believe it. Into the wall. No safety car deployed for this one. Monk will be out, and he is going to be incredibly angry after that one. I know he will. I don't know what to say.
That's really unfortunate for Monk at the moment. He was looking quite good for some points, but I mean, unfortunately that happened to him, and now he's in the barrier and probably, yeah, as you said, quite upset. Doing 30 laps of the Grand Prix to get nothing. Really a kick in the nuts, that's for sure. Looking up at this top flight though, JJ leading a little mini train consisting of his teammate Mikash and Becken, all looking to get his 4th place. A bit of an air gap to the podium position. I don't know if JJ's just struggling for pace, or I would say pacing himself, but there's no point pacing yourself when you've only got 5 laps to go. Here comes Becken, he's going to go right around the outside. Mikash is going to be like, yep, I want some of that. Going up around the outside of JJ into 1. It looks as though JJ tried to look for the move, but he didn't really commit to it at all. And Mikash up into the top 5 after his abysmal race. Now, coming onto the back straight now, Becken defending right to the inside, outside, and here goes Devon Young actually on Oggio for the lead of the Grand Prix. Devon Young has somehow made it work again, and now he's back into the lead. With Oggio having a time penalty, that will impact him a lot. And of course, she wouldn't finish first on track, but he's kind of got that air gap knowing that he does have, what is it, a 3 or 5? It's a 5 second.
Got the gap in between. That's exactly what he needs. He needs a car in between him and the closest threat, which is Peanuts. We have Becken and Mikash. Mikash just losing that position to the Alpine, but they did end up managing to make moves on the other cars of the field. That is an interesting moment that we have with Flexard and Gunter. I'm not entirely sure what is going on there, but anyway, we'll look at that later on. Becken, he is going to be, I believe, challenging, being challenged by Mikash, also being challenged as the other AlphaTauri. We have to look at that. We've got Oggio making the move. That is Mikash going for the move as well, so one goes up, one goes down, and now, yet again, Devon Young trying to go for the lead. Maybe these guys are working together now. It doesn't really seem to make a difference, though. Becken also working together with Mikash, so they're going to try and catch up to the front runners. They could possibly do it. 7 tenths to catch, though. Only a few laps to do it. They still need to catch and then get the opportunity to actually make the moves and have enough energy to actually fight back, which is easier said than done.
We can see Oggio only a few tenths behind Devon Young at the moment. ERS situation looking very similar for all drivers. Everyone just going balls to the wall, it seems, in his last few laps. You see there's 2 trains. There's one for P1, there's one P3 for Mikash, of course, making his way up, along with Becken, lap 33 of 36. And we can see Mikash, will he go for a move into turn 1? He's not got too much time left. He can maybe slingshot off the Alpine and get up to that front pack. Speaking of, Ogio back up into P1. Doing this little DRS train's working to an extent, but if they battle in the wrong way and they lose time, that's going to allow Becken to get back into this fight, along with Mikash, who is looking the most deadly at the moment with the battery. And speaking of deadly, here comes Devin Young with a great overtake on Ogio coming into turn 4. These guys working together fantastically, but is it enough for Ogio to, with that penalty margin, to cancel itself out?
I'm not entirely sure. Interesting battling going on with Mikash and Becken. Becken didn't get overtaken. He actually gained like 2 or 3 tenths. Then they were going for the move was Mikash, and Becken did have to slow down. I thought they might have lost a bit of time, but instead, Mikash has now actually caught up so much that he's almost got DRS range. So they are working together, and they're doing a good job of it. The 2 Ferraris are going to get dragged into play as well. So all of a sudden, the entire top 7 are all going to be in the battle here for the lead, but no, they're not. Peanuts, unfortunately, Mikash, sorry, loses a bit of time, so he's now going to not be involved, and that is going to be Becken going through. The top 3 stay as they are. This is their golden opportunity to secure this position.
Yeah, Mikash 9/10 at the last corner, made a bit of a mistake, and now that's enabled them to go back up to 1.2 seconds. It looks as though Becken's pushing ridiculously hard, trying his best. So is Mikash, but to the point where he loses the back end, you can't be doing that. We're on the penultimate lap already. Even with all the safety cars in instance, this race has flown by. Ogio P2 at the moment. He still wants to find a way through and obviously build out that gap, but it's not looking too good for him at the moment. Devin Young, of course, having a bit of wayward results in the last few races. Of course, he's won, but this would be his, what, 2nd or 3rd win this season? I'm sure he'll be fantastic. Oh, very happy with that, and that'd be fantastic for him.
Becker's got so much pressure on him right now. He's got everybody behind him hoping that he can get within time penalty, DRS range, sorry. He's got DRS range, and he will maybe have an opportunity, but he's going to have to get such a good set of corners. Will Ogio look at going for the move, or is he going to let Devin Young go? He's got to let Devin Young go. But surely, there's no point of him fighting this at the moment. Peanuts might be invited, but when he has to stay behind and relax, it's going to allow the cars behind to also get involved. I think Becken's going to be able to hold on here. Now, that is going to be Ogio going for the move. Peanuts is going to have a look to the outside as well. Almost pushed off the circuit, just about staying within. All the drivers have no energy left. They do that little bit of battling. It allows Becken to catch up by a tenth, and all of a sudden Becken is getting more and more likely that he could get some last minute moves. It really depends on who gets the best exit and who has just that little bit more energy to go. It looks like Ogio should have the lead here. What the hell was that? They drifted the entire corner. That was incredible. Ogio is going to lead the way, and they are going to cross the line first as long as they keep it all tidy. This might have been a master plan here from Devin Young. Maybe it won't be, as Peanuts gets a perfect exit. He's gonna get the DRS. Does he have enough straight line speed? There's a wheel bang. Peanuts is gonna win the Brazilian Grand Prix. Devin Young gave it everything he could, and what a race. Becken P3, Mikash up to P4 after all of that. The 2 Ferraris split up in the end, and Ogio down to P7. Still a decent result, but not what he wanted from what he was fighting for. He scores points, but Peanuts. 0.016 seconds, and P3 as well. 0.063. It would have been nice to actually see an off-board shot of that. That was incredible.
They left it right till the last lap, you said, yeah. And they, on the line, Devin Young made a bit of a mistake, and that's what cost him the win. He made a mistake on the last corner, losing the rear end, as we've seen Ogio do before. And that's it. That's Peanuts winning.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. He wanted to go for it last weekend. He finally gets the job done. Peanuts wins. Devon Young, P2, Becken, Mikash, Gilly, JJ, Oggio with the fastest lap, Terence Ballint, Larlick, Gunter, and then we had, of course, Flexard, Monk, Jack Lever, Tom Brainer, and Dave Raptors DNFing earlier on. We'll skim through the race director as quick as we can. There's a rainbow of colours with all the tyres, and then through the instance and the pit stops as well, as always. One more quick skim through the results just in case, but that is absolutely crazy. As you can see, the top 4 split by 3/10. Incredible stuff. We'll be back for the post-race interviews. We'll see you in a bit. Hello everyone and welcome back to the post-race interviews, or welcome to the LSI F1.5 Championship. We're here today for the post-race interviews of the Brazilian Grand Prix. We start with Tom. Tom, that was just crazy. Strategy-wise, it was looking very interesting, and then it kind of didn't matter in the end.
Yeah, I've got pretty bad evening today, especially with my controllers. I've got some issues with them today. In the sprint at the start, my inputs weren't used in the game, so an ice steered for me, and I've just done 5 laps. And the race, it was pretty good, but I haven't got any straight line speed. So I just stayed in the DRS window, And then at some point I've got no force feedback from my controller while I spun. So I've got no chance to correct in this short time, and just went into the wall.
Mm. Mm. It was a tough one, and it's not the way I wanted that to go. But you had a lot of action. Yeah, I guess that's the positive that we can take out of that one. I will say thank you very much for your effort, Tom. I know it's not the way you wanted it to go, but it's how it's gone. One last question: how would you describe your race in 3 words?
Pace and problems.
Thank you very much, and we'll see you next time. Well done today. Great effort. And we move on to, we're going to go on with Terence, if that's all right. Terence, it was crazy.
Yeah,
The game gave you driver of the day. Can you take us through that one?
Yeah, because I'm very suck at sorry. I'm not good at the qualify and the sprint. As you know, I'm DNF. Yeah, I must to recover my mistakes. Yeah. So actually the default strategy I put on is a medium soft medium. But there's a lot of safety car, and so I changed to medium hard and soft maybe, and safety car gain. Many pit stops. But my old hard tires cannot hold up the mediums, of course. But I think the collision with my teammate is just unlucky. Yeah, just unlucky. And yeah, but it's good that I'm just do the recover twice, I think, in the race. But yeah. I'm still happy I did that recover. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good job for you to stay in the race. It's never what you want to do, crashing in with your teammate, but as you said, it's unfortunate. But yeah, well done to stay in it. Thank you very much. One last question. How would you describe your race in 3 words?
Trying and pushing.
Thank you very much. We'll see you next time. Well done today. Great effort.
Thank you.
And we move on to, who am I looking for here? We're going to go on board. We're going to interview Oggio. Oggio, it was such a good effort. You crossed the line first, but unfortunately that time penalty didn't quite go to plan. Can you take us through that one?
Yeah, so my race pace was really good, and I was battling with bacon and peanuts mostly, so yeah. And when I went into pit lane for the last stop, I pressed the wrong button and went over the speed limit with 1 kp each. So if I didn't press the wrong button, I would have won.
That is sad. That is very sad. I don't really know what to say. I'm very, very disappointed to hear that, but you gave it a very good shot. You had some great battling, so thank you very much for the good entertainment. You still wanted to try and go for it on track then?
Yeah, it was just I was trying to pull out from the cars behind, so I didn't lose any more positions. So that's why I overtook Devon on the last lap.
Fair enough. Thank you very much, Oggio. One last question. How would you describe your race in 3 words?
Super unlucky race.
Thank you very much, and we'll see you next time. Well done today. Great effort, and hopefully it goes better next time. And we move on to, did I say Gilly next? Well, we're going on board with Gilly anyway. On board, I say it again. Gilly, it was looking good. Then all of a sudden it was looking like you had no front wing, and then it was looking not good, and then it was looking okay.
I'm quite happy, even though I had that front wing failure, because I had good pace and didn't have a good result, but I had good pace, so I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
Then my front wing fell off. It must have been some kind of error when they made it. I don't know. It just fell off, and then then good recovery afterwards, so I'm happy-ish.
Happy-ish. Oh, nice. Yeah, it's a good recovery. It's just not the result that you probably deserved because you drove very well today. So I want to say well done for that. You didn't
Thank
quite
you.
get rewarded in the way that you should have done, but there's always next time. You've got some good momentum. Gilly, can we get you a win this season? It has to happen. It has to happen at least once every season. All the time. Come on. Thank you very much, Gilly. One last question. How would you describe your race in 3 words?
Beating yesterday.
Thank you very much. We'll see you next time. Well done today. Although he didn't get the result he wanted, he's still smiling away. Lovely, lovely, lovely stuff. I think our next and final interview, I believe, is with the race winner himself. Peanuts, we're talking about it last race. We're talking about it before. The top step of the podium. And it is yours by 0.016 seconds.
Yeah, no, I knew that all I had to do, I think, was stay P3 because I haven't looked back at it, but I think Devin brake checked or broke 2 people's wings in like under safety car, so I was extremely lucky, and I just kept out of trouble. I'm just saying, Ogio, you really channeled your inner Max Verstappen. I was terrified going side by side. I knew I didn't really have the straight out pace to win today. I was just extremely lucky. Felt like I was lacking in pace. I don't know.
Fair enough. I mean, you've been up the front and you've made it work. Whether you're lacking or not, if you can stay out of trouble, like you said, it's a race that you need to win, not a qualifying shootout. And you've done a good job there. Well done today. I mean, you've had pace throughout the entire thing, so you can't be disappointed with your performance. And you've finally been rewarded with that result. Well done. I can't really say too much more. And I am really sorry that I have to go through these interviews quickly. But thank you very much. One last question. How would you describe your race in 3 words?
Lucky, smart, hectic.
Thank you very much. And we'll see you next time. Well done today. Really well deserved. Finally, he's done it. Thank you very much, everybody, for watching. It's been a pleasure. We'll see you next weekend for the Dutch Grand Prix. And yeah, we'll see you then. Good night.